morning.
How are you? Thank you, Andy. How's everybody? Everybody good? Let me try that again. How's everybody?
Great.
Oh, there you go. There you go. How was it while we were gone for a few days? When the cat's away? Mice didn't play? No, I'm just asking.
What you're going
Come on. You didn't realize we were gone.
I knew we were the whole time.
Okay.
No,
So,
it's not going to work.
Marvin.
Really long. Yeah, they're trying to
Okay. Family reunion was mind-blowing in so many ways. Those of you that were there, I know that I can get a head nod on that. So we're going to talk about recap of family reunion today with some members that were there. We're going to show you some video. Yay, there's Charlie. Let us get the meeting started with Homeprom and Melanie. Come on down.
Hey. So this is my favorite meeting of the year, the fresh from people's eyes still a little glazed over from New Orleans. And I love to hear what you all learned because I take a piece out of that for my own business and my own business gets better. So thank you for sharing, those of you who are about to share. So today I am here a little bit last minute. I don't know if the vendor canceled or what happened, but you all were stuck without lunch for a little bit. And I told Lexi that I love to save the day. And I love to save the day, not just in lunch, but here's why people call me. Because they know that a problem avoided is better than a problem solved. And that happens when an office needs a lunch. So I have a really great relationship with a caterer. I can call it the last second and get lunch for you and show up and feed you so that you can be fed intellectually and stimulated that way. And so when you work with me for home inspections, you are bringing my whole team on board to prevent problems and then solve the ones that can't be prevented. We did 4,000 inspections last year, and that means I have a lot of resources. So if you're that agent that forgot to book the new construction inspection and you need a last second inspection, call me. Don't go online because online isn't me. Call me and see what I can do to help. I love to say yes, and I love to try and help every way I can. This is a really great booklet that we have put together for you, and if you would like some to give to your clients, these are free. So I believe that buyers get better information from their agents and inspectors than they do from Google. Do you agree? Or Zillow. They get inspection information from Google. They get market information from Zillow. So we put together a really great booklet designed for you. And the good news is that my eyes got a lot older in the last couple of years, so I made the print bigger this year so I can read it. So it's got a couple of really great things. There's my CE courses. So if you like history of Atlanta neighborhoods, I can talk to you about more things than just inspections in CE. So there's some really fun opportunities there. If you are working with renters and you want to show them how much they can save by buying, there's a great tablet for you there that comes from the National Association of Realtors. And then I have cost estimates and life expectancies on systems in homes. And so that's really helpful information. We put this together ourselves using a national resource and then tweaking it for Atlanta, trying to give you a really good estimate. And then there's some great articles. So for instance, there's an article about the 10 ASHI standards. Those are set by the American Society of Home Inspectors that don't help your client. It's kind of weird for an inspector to talk about things that don't help your client, but they do. I talk about them because we go beyond the standards. We give you a picture from above the roof. My inspectors touch every piece of plumbing that is visible to feel if it's leaking, not just to look if it's leaking. We test every outlet receptacle and guarantee every receptacle in a room, not just a representative number, which means one. So we're going above and beyond in every way we possibly can to avoid problems, and then the ones that we can't avoid, I have a lot of resources and I can help you solve. So if you haven't already given me a shot, I would ask you on the 25 transactions that you're going to work on this year, you give me one of them to prove my worth and to prove how great it is to work on a team with me. Thank you. I'll do this at the end, so if you didn't give me a card before, I'll be standing at the back door. You can give me a card and then I'll draw before I leave. How's that?
Oh, right. Great. Thank you so much, and thank you for saving the day so they all could eat today. Thank you. Yeah. Charlie, back from New Orleans.
That's right. Yeah, I got to go too. So, and thank you for everyone in the room and on the camera that came to the events that we threw in New Orleans. It's always sometimes you got to get on an airplane to get together like that sometimes, and it was a lot of fun for me. So thanks again to the folks that came out for the things that we threw. Keeping it short today, a couple of quick things. If you hadn't heard it, we put it on our newsletter. We have 2 more CE classes that we got approved for 3 hours of CE. We haven't got anything on the schedule yet, and I'm sure as soon as they do here in the office, we'll have it up on the board. But we teach it at other places around town too, if it doesn't fit your schedule. But the 2 classes that we got approved, one is actually one that a lot of you guys have probably heard. It's Hap Richardson's tax appeal. So he's going to be a professor in the MMH School of
Awesome.
CE. So, but this time, next time you hear it, or if you hadn't heard it yet, you're going to get 3 free hours.
That's great.
And then the other one is about social media marketing. So Megan Blanks, who is our marketing director, has been studying and doing a lot of work. And she got approved to teach what she's been learning about Instagram and Facebook and all those types of things. So again, 3 free hours about stuff that you may have not made time yet to really get into, which is obviously very important. That's really it. That's all I've got for today. As far as the CE classes go, mmhfirm.com always has one of the top links, always has a link to what we have scheduled. We also have other resources on there as well about office locations and attorney contact info. But mmhfirm.com, again, Charlie Pollard, McMahon Cloud Health. Thanks.
Thanks, Charlie. Alrighty, upcoming classes. So what do we got? We know we have Magical Mornings every morning from 8:45 to 11. And what do we do in Magical Mornings, Brandon?
You make calls and get appointments.
Make calls and get appointments. That would be called lead generation?
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Yep, that's what we do. Ignite training continues Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. This afternoon from 1 to 2, we have a productivity committee meeting. There's no bold tomorrow for those of you that are in bold. Tomorrow we are going to do our first command workshop. We're going to get into that a little bit more once we talk about family reunion. Bring a fully charged computer in case you're in the center and you start to lose charge. We're actually physically going to enter contacts into command. That's our first step. And we're going to do it one by one to see how the system works. So we're going to run those workshops every week. So watch the calendar, okay? License law, if anybody needs license law CE, Monday from 1 to 4. Is Nan teaching that? Yeah, Nan Ellington is teaching that. And then Tuesday, 12:30 to 2, I have a listing, Now What? Wednesday from 5:30 to 7, meet the Market Center. So if you know of anybody interested in either coming to Keller Williams Peachtree Road, a licensed or unlicensed, and wants to know about getting licensed, invite them to that. And next Thursday, we are back with Bold from 8:30 to 3:30. Kat?
Yeah, I'm teaching Saturday. It's Ignite, but everyone's invited, and it is about exhibits, common exhibits, most common exhibits. Most earnest money is lost over financing. So we're going with the financing exhibits, continue to sell the house, all of those. Everyone is invited.
Yes, everyone is invited, so that's Saturday from 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Thank you, Kathy, for teaching that. So, I was thrilled at Family Reunion to see Mo Anderson back up on the stage. Who knows who Mo Anderson is? Better question, who doesn't know who Mo Anderson is? Raise your hands, it's okay. Okay. Mo Anderson is a legend. Mo Anderson is our vice chairman of the board, and she's stepping back into a more proactive role. She is a young, spry, 80, yeah. And she is our cultural icon. And one of the things that she said is that we have to get back to our foundation and our basics. And part of our foundations and basics are our Y4C2T's belief system. Okay? And so we're going to show this every week, and we want you to start memorizing them, because we're going to be starting doing contests at each team meeting to see who can quote it verbatim. Okay? So your Y4C2T's, Win-win or no deal, yes? Makes sense? We're always gonna stay here with our transactions. If we have a co-op agent that's not quite there, we're working to get them up to meet us, but we never drop our constant value, which is always up here. Integrity, always do the right thing. You know what the right thing is. If in your gut you're thinking, then that's probably not the right thing, right? Do the right thing. Customers always come first, yes? Commitment in all things. You are getting paid very well for what you do, so commit to the process. Communication, seek first to understand. Really important to get all the facts before you move forward. I always say, stay Switzerland, stay neutral. You have no money in this deal unless you're buying or selling. Okay? Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more, yes? Work as a team, yes? Trust starts with honesty, and success results through people. So start memorizing this, because we're going to have some fun contests around this. Another thing she said was, let's make sure we start reviewing her 41 rules. So we're going to start with the first one. James did this a little bit last year. Making decisions that are right for the market center, regardless of individual impact. So we again work as a team, yes? It's not just always about me. Remember, my favorite phrase is okay, I'm trying to remember. This just went right out of my head. Because it's my favorite saying that just flew right out of my head. The greatest impact you can have is the most important and I know.
Your reputation.
No, no, it'll come back. Give me 1 second. Just flew in yesterday. Give me 1 second. The greatest impact you can have is the most important currency there is. They talked a lot about relationships at family reunion. It's all about the relationships you have with people. We're going back to relationships. So remember, making decisions that are right for the market center, regardless of how it just affects you. Look at the broad picture. Okay, I will stop preaching. All right, our vision 2019, which is our first video. We got 3 videos for you to watch. 4 videos, thank you. Okay, so yes, Charlie, can you hit the light? All right, go ahead. Hold on, we're going to turn it up because it's impactful when it's loud. So that's our new KW consumer app that they're testing. It should be ready end of second quarter. What did you just see in that video? What is that going to do to for our clients?
Get rid of Zestimates.
Get rid of estimates. What else did you see? I know it's very fast. That video shining on 7 big, huge, ginormous screens in the front, there was a thunderous applause after they showed that. Because that's taking so many different elements for your clients and putting it right in the palm of their hand. You know, I see Pinterest and I see house in that. You know, I see the local of, you know, if Jennifer wanted to talk to Tim about a property, they could just do it right there on that app. Yep, let's go see it this weekend. There's so many things that app is going to provide for us, Jen.
I feel like it's the Amazon and the Netflix of real estate.
Yeah, all
then
wrapped
you put
into
in,
one.
You put in what you like, and you know how that stuff weirdly pops up all over your screens, no matter where you are. I feel like this is going to be popping up on all their screens wherever they are, our clients' screens wherever they are.
Yes, this is going to change the face of real estate. And I'm telling you, don't bet against Gary Keller. I'm just saying, don't. So before we show the next one, can I get Jennifer to come up? And can I get Paul to come up? And a D and big A. And Kenya, are you still eating? Sorry. Trying to see how many chairs I got left. Shannon, I'd love you to come up because you have a different perspective. Jen,
Yeah, it's just on your forehead.
Karen, are you here or not?
That's on your forehead makes it good.
I have plenty. Second. Okay, so we're going to recap a little bit through the rest of the meeting on what these agents picked from Family Reunion that either they're very excited about, that they're going to implement. So we're going to kind of do a mastermind with some of these and then throw some of the videos in. So Jennifer, I'm going to start with you. And I know most of us just got back yesterday and I have not given them really much time to analyze. I didn't want to wait a week to do this, so hence the panel. So Jennifer, one tip or one thought or one, oh my gosh, this is mind blowing.
Okay, it was kind of all mind blowing actually. And I have been going to family reunions for, this is my 20th year.
Wow.
And I will tell you that this is probably the most exciting one I have ever been to. I feel like Keller Williams got big, and I feel like the shift is turning back to becoming more localized and more family and more about the basics and finding the love of real estate again.
And they talked about that.
Yeah, find the joy. Because, I mean, how many people have been in the business more than 7 years? I will tell you, I find that about every 7 years I get a slump. I don't know what it is, it's just like a bad mood or a 7-year itch or something. And I think you just have to figure out ways to work through it. And I think all of this new stuff is just, it's gonna help us work through anybody's fun. Cause it's so exciting I can hardly stand it. I'm not even techie, and this is so exciting.
Paul.
Well, we're definitely in a shift. We talked about that a lot. And when
Do you remember what he said since when? Since last September.
Yeah. And so I think what caught me is that when you think of a shift, you think of it as a bad thing, but it's actually a great thing. And he talked about, everybody talked about that you need to embrace it. And what I really thought is that the market share that you gain will never go away during a shift. And
Write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Market share you gain will never go away in a shift. So what I like, and JD, me and JD kind of came to that conclusion. We started talking about it. A lot of times you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go wide with I got to find another buyer. But we're going to go deep. And I think when you have information like we're going to get, technology-wise, you can go deep with those relationships. So you agents that don't, I've got 1,500 contacts, I think, in my phone. So I don't contact 1,500 people, but who are those core people that you can go deep? And so You know, some of you folks aren't from Atlanta, some of you are, some of you are new, some of you have been doing it a long time, but build those relationships for those people you have. This will allow you to do that, and it's not as scary. You know, calling that stranger that you bumped into at Target or whatever that you're supposed to do, or you met at QT or whatever, you don't necessarily have to do that. Go deep within your base, and I just thought that was a neat thing. Just not having to use. I'm not a techie guy either. You know, we just missed that wave of technology. You guys, most of you guys grew up with it, so you guys embrace it. But when you're a little bit older, you don't embrace that. This allows you to have it all on this command. You can have everything on that command. It's going to download all these things. And what was really cool was that it was instant. And Gary Keller talked about, we all have phone numbers and we all have email addresses of our friends and family, but we don't have their addresses. Isn't that something? So having their address is a big deal. And only 8% of the people have addresses.
I think it went up to 14% the last day.
Yeah, so Gary mentioned that the first day. By the next day, he says, and what's so neat about Gary is you think that he's that guy that he doesn't. He sit there and everybody's calling in. He's doing these labs with, what do you say, 260 something people they have in their labs, their computers?
271.
270.
Oh, tech.
Yeah, so these are tech people, 271. They were making changes at family reunion, and our phone is updating those changes as they were doing it. It was crazy, because you're thinking, all right, we're going to get all these nerds back in a room and let them hash it out and figure out what they're going to do. They were doing it instantly. And that's what Josh team, the guy that's running that, as people were feeding him information, they're automatically changing it, and you're like, oh my gosh, now I got this, oh my gosh, now I got that. And so they kept saying, we're going to build it, we want you guys to break it so we can keep building it. Mm-hmm. So that they take that challenge, and to me that's what was so neat, because everybody's chasing these shiny objects out there with this and, you know, all these neat little things. That's all you're going to need, and it allows you folks that aren't, you know, some of you guys may have big teams, but the folks that are individuals that may just have one or two people on your team, this evens your playing field with all these big, giant people. And we saw people that, well, that guy did 2,000 transactions a year with all these people. GCI. Yeah, a billion GCI, you know, just stupid, crazy numbers that you can't imagine. You don't really have to, you don't have to be that guy, but it allows you to if you want to, and it's the exact, you know, I'm going to do it the exact same way this guy's going to do it, which is kind of neat.
Right. Shannon.
My biggest takeaway was definitely the command, because I'm the admin / client services manager for my team, and we have literally been waiting on the CRM. We tested out probably easily 5 to 10 different CRMs before it came out, and none of them were at this level. None of them were specific for real estate. So it's just,
And you were going to be paying for them.
and we're going to be paying for them, exactly. So it's quite impressive. I mean, obviously step one is getting your contacts in there and getting them organized, but beyond that, it's going to have the opportunities, and that's literally where you can track all your deals, track your pipelines, for me, I do all kinds of checklists for contract to close, and now it's all going to be in one place, so that not only am I tracking with it, not only can I have my notes in there, but my agents can log in, pick up their Kelly app, and also check in and see what the status of different transactions is. So that's just going to be really impactful for our team.
I'm like Jennifer, I'm the least techie of a lot of agents, and so the takeaway for me was, number one, it's going to allow us to become tech enabled, but all that Gary Keller has put together in the past 2 years, which is culminating now in the command and the connect and all these different things, is going to enable us to build our relationships with our clients. So it's not about the technology, it's about allowing us to free up our time and our money to connect with our core people and stay connected on a personal level. We've been paying, you get emails like I do every other day, some other new advertising company, you know, AdWorks, homesnap.com, Facebook ads, all this stuff is all going to be run through command, and all your CRMs, that some of these large teams were paying $20,000 a month for 15 different programs that they were paying for, and trying to connect them now are all gonna be encompassed in that at no additional cost for us as agents, because Gary wants us to take back our clients and have them and nurture them, and once they go and buy into this app that we're gonna have for them, all their information's gonna be in there, and it's gonna be so personalized, they're not gonna wanna go anywhere else. And no other real estate agent, team has this. So it's just massive. It's not about the technology, it's about freeing up our time and our money so that we can do our job and be a fiduciary to our clients. So that was amazing.
Jen, before you go, one of the things that Gary said was, in some of the studies they did, and they spoke to, people that created Google and it takes about 2 years to create these whole systems. And so we're 2 years ahead of everybody else. So if you're doing a co-op with an agent that you think, you start talking about some of this and start showing them some of this, and their eyes are literally going to bug out of their head, it's a very easy way now for you to recruit and add to your downline and profit share. It really is, because no other company has this AI platform. Nobody at all. Jen?
So I was not prepared, so it's okay. Last minute. For me, it was an absolutely amazing experience. I mean, just hearing Gary Keller and just hearing about Command. I mean, that video, if you were standing right there, I mean, everyone was just standing up, freaking out. It was like a concert. It was amazing. My thought out of that is just making the client feel so important, that everything is going just for them. Another thing is opportunity. What Gary said is the most important word was opportunity, not only for your client, but for yourself too. And an example is when you need to go and list a property, you think to yourself, should I list it or should I buy it? If I can't list it, buy it, because this can be a great investment for yourself or, for whatever. And that actually, I found an investment property in Buckhead. And so I'm like calling my husband, we're gonna do this, why? Because we can. And with the Kelly mortgage, I mean, that is mind blowing too. And lastly, the database. Database is so important. He said that is just the most important thing you can do. So get back home and just add every single person and then change the tags when you transfer it over. And again, it was just nice to be with everyone, all the referrals that I give out, I met all those agents. So it was nice just to all be together.
One of the things he did say, going back to what Jen said, he said, when you all find properties, he said, the first question you should ask yourself is, should I buy this? Not what client do I have wants to buy it. He said, should I buy this? He said, we're all missing the mark on that one. Because you build that, how many of you know Rich Man, Poor Man, Robert Kiyosaki? I mean, that's how you build wealth. So start thinking of that when you're finding properties for your clients. Obviously, we do want to find properties for our clients. However, we do want to build our wealth also. Adib.
I started coaching in January, and the thing that blew me away was when Diana got on stage and showed a stat that only 1.5% of agents are in mastery coaching. They are taking 15% of the listings, and they are writing 11% of the contracts. So it, number one, validates the fact that yes, I'm spending a ton of money on coaching, but at the end of the day, it's 12 grand a year. That's 2 transactions at 200,000. Can I get 2 more $200,000 transactions from coaching? Absolutely. Will it explode my business? Absolutely. So and we've seen it here in the Market Center that productivity coaching works. So why wouldn't everybody be in coaching? There are different levels, but again, the stat is 1.5% of agents are in coaching, and they are taking 15% of the listings. What's the name of the game in real estate?
Taking listings. Yes.
Yeah, I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. We'll come back to your soapbox. Big A.
All right, so the most important thing that I saw as a company as a whole is the command, like everybody's saying. I don't know exactly how to use it yet, and I would not have had this takeaway if I'd not have had my roommate. I roomed with JD, and I remember Patty saying, "I want to ride with you guys because JD knows all about command." I've been, and we've all been hearing about it. So on the ride down, I started hearing about it, and then the whole time he's like pushing it on me, and he starts giving me like glimpses of what it's gonna do, and you have to get your names, emails, and addresses in command. That's it, or not your names, emails, and the addresses. And that is what is going to take you to the next level as a real estate agent, because command is taking the data just like Zillow has, and you're going to be able to update your clients with everything sold in the neighborhood. And I just think that that's what's going to set us apart and keep us up to speed with Zillow and all the.
Not just keep us up to speed, we need to put them out of business.
If you,
And there was an Inman article the
my
other
glass
day.
is half empty. but-
Yeah, no, there was an Inman article the other day that said, will the Keller Williams new AI platform be a Zillow killer? I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was
Be a
on Inman
Zillow
News
killer.
this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, be a
So
Zillow killer.
I have huge hopes that that is what's going to make us and keep us the best company out there. And it's also going to go, like you all say, you have a higher chance of being productive if you come into the office. You're going to have a higher chance of being successful if you start using command, and just do it. There's a workshop tomorrow, I believe. I'm going to go to it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm getting my contacts into command, and that's where I'm going to start.
And that's what the workshop is. We're actually going to just start putting some contacts into command. So I want to set the expectation. We are not reviewing all of command and teaching you everything yet, because guess what? We don't know everything yet. We're still working on it too. This is how new this is. So we're sitting in the room together. Alexis has agreed to kind of show us the basics. Hope that's okay with Jen. Yes.
Awesome.
And we're actually literally going to be sitting in here with our computers, adding things into command, and we're going to be doing it every week and learning more and more and more. Cheryl, what were you going to say? And anybody else that was there, please pipe in.
Just a couple to add to expand on what Paul said as far as the updates, just to give you a little frame of reference. The number of updates, I think, was 24 hours or 48 hours, was 76 updates. When we were sitting to this platform. So that to me was just incredible. And just to echo, the database was, again, slide after slide after slide. When you look where our business is coming from, top two is our database and our past clients.
Yep.
Everything else was like minimal, like 1 or 2 or 3%, and these were the biggest. So it's just, again, it reinforces our database is just our business.
So if anybody's sitting in here thinking, well, I just moved to Atlanta and I don't really know anybody, so I don't have that big of database. If you've been through Ignite, you know what I'm going to say. If you don't have a big database to work from, because Cheryl, that is a wonderful observation. We are a database referral type business. Yes, cold calls are fine, but we are a referral based business. So what do you need to be doing if you don't have a big database?
Building relationships.
Yes,
with people,
go
putting
meet
them in the
people.
database.
That is your most important job right now. Go meet people. Were you gonna say something, Patty? No, you're good. Okay. Yes.
So
Anna.
is command like on our kw.kw login? Do we have to go somewhere else to get a new?
No, it's all part of just go into KW Connect and Technology. It'll take you right there.
Another way to get into it is type in www.agent.kw.com. And then you log in with your regular KW login.
Yeah, the updates being real time that was pretty mind blowing.
Literally, while they were there, it was the first day. Josh Team is he is our new president, and he said there's an info link that you can go to if you have a question or you want something fixed. And one of the top questions was, we need a button that's previous and next, and that was a big discussion. And within no time, all of a sudden, they came up. They just adapted it while we were there, because that was something that they didn't want to have to go back out of who they were working with to go to the next person, they could click next, and the next contact came up, sure.
So just one of the things that I talked about is because Keller Williams is privately held, we can make these adjustments very, very quickly versus all those publicly held companies that have their shareholders to answer to, they just can't move at the speed that we can, which is a huge advantage in my opinion.
Right. Understand that Keller Williams is creating this platform and this AI. They're creating it. It's not bolt-on technology where they're adding pieces. We are building it right now. Andrew.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Paul. Paul, how do you think this app is going to help you? The 3 bullet points. How do you think it's going to help you?
I think because Andrew's a buddy of mine with a different brokerage, I had him come see. I'll say hi to Andrew. Used to.
I've known Andrew.
You raised it.
I raised Andrew.
He had a big throw. But I think to have that real time access. I know Andrew lives in Douglasville where I do, or about to move, but I struggle with appraisal still. And I think being able to, you know, a lot of you folks down here don't have to deal with that, but I think because our prices are dropping, it allows us to have that conversation up front at a listing appointment. One of the things that I caught was that you talk about price reductions at the listing appointment because everything is shifting right now. What's scary for us now is when you look down, you know, everybody has that ugly listing that you can't sell, and you're like, oh crap, what do I tell them? What's going on? You're trying to make stuff up. Well, what happens with this is having that information immediate. What you can do is have that conversation with your client at the listing appointment to say, look, this is what it says your house is worth. Now, all I'm doing is interpreting the market. I'm not making the market. So let's do this. I know you want this price. This is what I feel like it's worth. So let's go ahead and start talking about price reductions. If we haven't sold this in a week, we got to have a price reduction. So what happens then is you completely reverse it, and your client's afraid to take your call because they know what you're going to do. Like, oh crap, it's my realtor and we haven't sold it in a week. It's time for a price reduction. So it kind of reverses the psyche with your client. But I just think, you know, we all face that Zestimate problem. You know, everybody's like, oh, my house. You know, everybody thinks their house is worth more than it is. It's just that's just how it goes. But that's going to be able to prove it when you show them how good this technology is and all the components that you put together to get to that technology. They're going to know right away you're the expert and you know best. And just having those conversations up front, you know, what do they say? You want me to tell you the truth now or hurt your feelings later? And just that's just how you need to do it.
I think the biggest statistic they gave us was that people who are actually using this and using the neighborhoods so that their clients have that custom landing page have a 400% return for business from their database. Wow. So we're becoming I think they made the comment that Zillow made everybody, the general public, feel smarter about real estate. We can be the replacement for that, and we can make people feel smarter about real estate because they have this real-time information, but a 400% higher conversion rate.
And because we have the largest real estate company in the world, our artificial intelligence is better because as we're updating, everybody's updating stuff. We're just going that much faster, and people just can't keep up.
Well, and the database we started with, because we're a profit sharing company, they were forced to keep all of those records because when you do the algorithm for profit sharing, you've got to have all the information. So they've gone back and used all the information of all the houses that have sold in the last 20, 30 years. So we really I think we control 20% of the market data anyway. So you add the history of that on top of it, we have more artificial intelligence. And honestly, if you'd asked me what artificial intelligence was prior to this week, I had no idea. I know a lot about it now.
Erin, what were you going to say?
I was going to touch on what Paul and Jennifer were saying. One of the craziest things that they talked about was the Zestimate. Why do people like the Zestimate? Well, why do people like Fitbit? What do you think Fitbit accurately counts the amount of steps you take in a day? No, it gets pretty close though, right? So what's the goal of Zestimates and what's the goal of Fitbits? The goal is to make you smarter and just show that you're improving every single day.
Give you a baseline.
Give you a baseline and just show that you're improving every single day, which is also what the customer experience app is going to do for them. They're always gonna know about their neighborhood and their house, and they get to see how their house and their neighborhood are doing at any given moment.
Not just a zip code. It's
No,
not
their
a zip
neighborhood.
code. We're talking about, you're connecting them with their specific neighborhood and restaurants in the area, schools, school ratings, demographics. All that you see on Zillow is gonna be available to your consumers, to your clients, whether they're buying or selling. If they're selling, they can watch the estimates of what's sold and what their home is worth in real time. So they may not be ready to sell now, but you're gonna be able to see if they're looking at that app once a month, and then maybe next month they're kind of looking at it once a week, and then they get to the point where they're looking at it every day, you know they're ready to sell. So that's when you make a phone call. So you have the information on what they're accessing, what they're looking at, and they have personalized information on their neighborhoods or the neighborhoods they wanna buy in.
I was gonna say, I worked at open house this weekend, and this would totally change my conversation. I had two people, telling me that Redfin was their agent and how they found all their information on Redfin, and that's how they're knowing what the market is, and they didn't want any more advice from me, cause Redfin was giving them all the correct information. So having that conversation like that, like, let me show you, have my iPad right here, and like, dial it down, does Redfin do this, and have that, like, who's the market expert here? And
It's gonna blow
I'm getting
people
tired of this
away.
conversation, Zillow or Redfin, I don't need an agent, I got everything online, I need.
And that's, and again, on Andrew too, had a house in Holly Springs, listed it at $725. Did not sell at $725, it sold for $684. My client wouldn't listen to me on the value, it sold for $684, that's what it appraised for. So now I can go in there, you know, because we're somewhat in a little bit of a distressed market, or that, you know, we never, Douglasville, the west side, we've never really made it back. Would you agree with that, Andrew? You know, we you know, that, I'm trying to think of a positive for the west side. The only positive we have is that we're behind everybody, so we see the curve before, you know, we know it, so we sound smarter, because when we see California doing bad, and then Dallas, Texas doing bad, and then when I see Brookhaven starting to do price reductions, I know that in Douglas County, you know, I see that. So you guys are my source now. Now I'm gonna have it here. So I just kind of watch the market when I see, you know, price improvement. When I see that, I take that to my clients on that side of town. And so that's kind of how I, you know, that's how I've been interpreting, kind of on my own. But yeah, that's me.
Yes, Erin.
So, right now we need to focus on the database, and then we'll be able to launch and share with all of our friends in the second
Yes.
quarter, right?
Yes, the actual new consumer app will be out there, Gary's saying, end of second quarter. They're testing, they're trying to break it, make it better. It's up and running, they just don't wanna release it until it's ready, since it's the consumer app. It's going out to the consumer. Yeah. Yes, Adi.
Let's go back to profit share.
Go.
Because that is such a huge component of our business. Keller Williams has given over $1 billion in profit share. So my business is different than virtually everybody else's, but profit share is, at least I try to make that a big component of my business, because it's just free money.
And profit share is a level playing field for anybody.
Absolutely.
Anybody can do it.
And
Yes.
you know, thanks to you, Dory, I've started to, after a co-op, had a great experience. Dory, meet Jim. Jim, this is Dory. Take it away.
Yeah.
And I love that the lady said she just wants to talk broker to broker.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it's awesome. So anybody that you're working with, if you have that ability to just make that introduction to me so then I can reach out to them, that's awesome. Cheryl, what were you gonna say?
So I wanted to say a comment about how we position ourselves, which I thought was really cool, is, you know, a sheet could look something like this, you know, why the grades team, and give our personal, whatever, how we position ourselves. Then we have Peachtree Road. We are the #1 office. Done.
Y'all know that, right?
The number one.
Did y'all see that?
Yes.
From our Southeast Region Awards? Well, then again, we are again the award winning Peachtree Road, we're the #1 closed volume office of any office in the state of Georgia, any brokerage. Use that in your listing appointments.
So
Because
then-
that means we do more business than anybody else. Cheryl.
So then on top of that, you've got Keller Williams National, and then you've got Keller Williams International. And I think, let me see, my notes are $6.1 billion in worldwide referrals. So to me, like, no other company can touch that. Like, so you've got 4 levels of here's why, not only us, but our company, nationally and internationally.
I have one more takeaway that kind of blew me away, not in the most positive way, that I think we have an opportunity as the #1 office in the Southeast region. Keller Williams as a whole, and the KW Cares and the KW Kids Can, is giving back to the community and to our agents in need in an unbelievable way. As the biggest office in the Southeast, producing in the Southeast region, we give the least. So I think we need to change our focus a little bit too, and give back a little bit more in addition to what we already do. And get our numbers up there too.
I currently give 0 to profit share, and that's gonna change. So if you're giving 0 to not to profit share, but KW Cares, if you're giving 0, give $10, give $20 per transaction. I'm gonna change that. I'm a big 0. I give them a big goose egg, so there will never be a goose egg on my green sheet for KW Cares anymore.
And y'all understand, KW Cares comes to our aid in our time of need. So the worst thing in the world that can happen is somebody in our office has something happen that they really need our help. And are they gonna help them? Sure, they are. Would it be great if our office had contributed more than we do, because we don't contribute too much? And that was a conversation. Kay Evans, who started our region, she came to our dinner night before last, and she told us that statistic.
Yeah, that
and
was-
you could actually tell it hurt her heart that the one of the biggest offices and the #1 closed volume in the Southeast region gives the least. So give what you can, because when you need it, KW Cares is there, and we want to make sure that our agent is showing appreciation and helping others.
I promise you, and I don't know how spiritual you folks are in here, but I promise you, the more you give, the more you will receive. And I firmly believe that in all my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, it's true. And I'm a living proof of that. Life gives to the givers, and it takes from the takers. And I promise you, that is the truth.
And we can make it so simple for you, because all you have to do is put it on your green sheet.
Here's a wonderful thing, thing I learned about KW Cares is they're becoming a well-oiled machine, so that when Wilmington and New Bern, North Carolina got hit so hard with the flooding and the storms and all that, they were there before it hit. They have trucks, they have supplies that they sent out before it even hit. So they were helping people get out to alleviate devastation to their families. And these are people that are doing this not on salary. This is in addition to their business. So these are people coming together and giving of their time and of their resources when they could be spending building their business. But they give back, and I think it's wonderful. As a company, I don't think there's any other company that does it that way, that gives that much. So that was pretty amazing.
You know, Ben Kinney, when Texas happened, Ben Kinney talked about it, and Robin mentioned this stuff. She said that he was upset. He gave millions of dollars of his own money, millions. He's got a huge team, and he can afford to do that and it not change it. He came back upset, saying, he goes, I've got to make more money so I can help more people. Now, who thinks like that? That's just not how we think. And I think if you do, not only is it the right thing to do, it just we need to be nicer to each other anyway in this world. With everybody's on edge, and it just makes you feel good.
You saying make America great again?
Okay, don't go there.
Make America nice.
Other than command, is there something else you're going to implement Steph.
Keller Mortgage,
Okay.
unbelievable opportunity for your clients. I'm
And
not
for
saying-
yourself.
Yeah, and for yourself. I'm not saying you have to send every client to Keller Mortgage, but they're, paying all the closing costs. This is on a $150,000 transaction or more. All the closing costs and giving $1,000,
Back to the client.
back to the
At
client
closing.
if we, connect our clients with Keller Mortgage for their loan. Or if we have a listing and the buyer's agent brings a client, a buyer, and that buyer uses Keller Mortgage, that is available to that buyer on our listings. That is a huge marketing tool that.
So that, yes, yeah, so that
Well,
question, will you cut your commission?
No.
No, but I can show you how to make
They
more.
can- yeah, they can
I
save
can show
money.
you how to make the deal work by having their closing costs paid if you use Keller Mortgage.
And their interest rates are extremely competitive from
Right.
what everybody that I talked to, not just from the Keller Mortgage, Smokey Garrett, that, but I talked to other agents while we were there too, and they said, yeah, did fine, did great.
And 21 days close.
And 21 days. We are going to send a link out for you to sign up for Keller Mortgage. You have to watch their video, and then you sign up for it, and then on your KW app, I think instead of open houses on the lower right-hand corner, the KW app, the Keller Mortgage app will come up on the bottom right side. Okay, so we'll send that link out today. I'd appreciate that you all spend, I think it's about a 10-minute video you have to watch, 15 minutes,
Anna's done it, yeah,
and a
she
couple
did.
questions that they ask. It's amazing. One of the agents on stage said that she had a deal that was about to fall apart, and I'm trying to remember the particulars of what she was talking about.
$10,000.
About $10,000 apart, and she hooked them up with Keller Mortgage and made it work. Because they were on the outs and they were about to this was about to die. So it's an option for your clients.
The only question I had, did anyone take a specific on that? Because I signed up for it and I'm put it on my listing that's coming up, but the buyer has to go through your app and they have to sign a BBA, so that you get a BBA, so I was like, how is that gonna work? That was the only question that I had, if anyone had the answers,
So take both sides.
But that's the only thing, cause that's a proof that they get you your BBA, you know.
So you're saying that if you have a listing.
Yeah, I'm offering it, I'm putting my special things, that the special financing available. But it's hard, I have to call someone, or if anyone knew the answer of how you get around when it's your listing, publicizing it.
Okay, we'll find out and we will report back on that one.
I just wanted to say, if you try it, at times there is still a glitch in being able to sign it, because I tried a few times, so don't give up.
Well, again, it's new technology to us, so you have to remember that be patient, just like Kelly, she's 2.5 years old now. You have to be patient, because 2 3-year-olds, they're a little obstinate and stubborn. Okay? What else we do, other than command, what else we do?
Is there a 800 number on Kelly? I mean, like,
So
did you do the phone thing too?
I have a phone number, I probably do it, I just haven't spent the time.
You mean Kelly or
I
Keller?
applied.
I'm sorry, mortgage.
I applied for the loan real quick for myself to start it, and I have a contact information if you
Okay,
have
you get it
support.
back.
Yeah, they called me within 10 minutes.
What are you going to implement again, other than command? Anything, any other takeaway?
Yes.
Yes, Kenya.
First and foremost, those comments, totally agree with all of you on those comments, especially with the relationship piece. Paul, I think.
You're always in culture, I love you.
So the relationships was really big, and then, for me, just implementing the fun back into the business.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, we work for such a visionary in Gary Keller, and, his energy seemed just lit, like lit, so like, what's it? And that was his way of expressing, like, he's gonna have fun with what he's doing, and, just seeing him do that, I said, I need to do that too, because sometimes this business can be so stressful. well, let me speak for myself. It stressed me out sometimes. And so we, just being cognizant of having fun, and there was a time where Charlotte and I, we laughed hysterically, and my stomach was hurting so bad, and I was like, I needed to laugh like that, and I haven't laughed like that in a long time, so I encourage all of you to just have a gut-wrenched laugh. And we really work for a company, we're really blessed to work for this company, because it was amazing. I was meeting so many different people from around the world, other realtors that have left different companies, and they were saying, Kenya, I am so thankful that I joined Keller Williams. I've just been with them for 2 months, and this is amazing, all of the tools that we have here to be fully equipped, really professionally, to go to a whole nother level. So the taking is y'all. So just go get it.
And have fun while you're doing it. Whee!
Do we have time for the story about,
Someone needs to tell that story,
But,
Doris.
yeah, the story
Tell
about
the wee story.
skiing. Gary Keller going skiing every year with his family, and how he used the same ski instructor every year, and he showed up one year, and he's not a good skier, and the ski instructor came up to him and said, and this is not word for word by any means, but said, all right, so we're gonna have to have a chat. We can't keep doing this the same way every year. You go down the hill and it's oh no, you start down the hill and it's oh no. He said, today I want you to push down the hill and go whee every time
Jennifer
you fall.
knows how to do it well.
Yeah. So and he was having fun with it, and he was like, this is great, whee. Well, he got on a slope that was, unbeknownst to him, all moguls. So if you know what a mogul is, you're going whoop, and then whoop, and he would fall every time, and he'd go whee, whee. And he said, that's what you have to do with the technology. He said, we're so, oh my God, the technology's changing, there's too much. Instead of, oh no, you just need to go whee,
And
here
embrace
we
it.
go, and embrace it.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts, comments?
I have a question.
Sure.
My partner and I are just starting to really build out the database and the web page and using other tools. Is the new technology going to be available to us to use?
It's available right
stuff?
now.
It is, all right.
It's available right now.
Okay, all right.
They're going to be releasing different parts of it through the end of the year. The command is available right
Okay.
now.
And is there a migration strategy for the data that we already have in the current database?
Yes.
To get
Yeah,
into
there
the
is.
new ones?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So we'll learn all of that tomorrow?
No, you're not going to learn. Again, I want to set the expectation. We are not teaching you all of command tomorrow.
Data entry.
Thank you. We are going to be doing data entry to get you familiar with how to add to it. One of the things they told us before was, do not take your whole database and put it into command at one time. Let's take a couple and add them one at a time. There will be the ability at some point to take it and merge it all together. They want us to learn how to do it one by one. So they said do 5. And so that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to be doing command classes every week. As we learn more, we're going to teach you. Because we want you all to be up and running with command. Go in and play with it.
Yeah.
And go on KW Connect, and there are all sorts of videos.
They just told me, yeah.
Yeah, and I spent an hour at the booth for Command and Connect and all that, just asking questions like, where are my videos that tell me exactly how to do this? That start from square one, and she said, hang on, in a few days we're gonna have a lot more that are just training videos, that are not, oh, look how wonderful this is, but it's gonna be, get your name, address, and phone number, here's where you enter it, here's how you set up your groups, and so keep watching KW Connect, and they're adding daily more information on how to.
And we will be watching for them also and sending them out. So I really don't want anybody to come back to me and say you're sending out too many emails because we want you to have this data and we want you to have this information of how to use it efficiently. So we will be sending it out to you on a constant basis. Lanisha.
They also have, I just wanted to let everybody know they also had all the slides
Mhm.
for the different presentations, at Family Reunion posted. Was that on KW Connect? I can't remember what
Yes,
area,
yeah,
where they
yeah.
have them posted at.
Yes.
So if you guys wanna go check them out.
Yeah,
And they
so-
recorded a
Well,
lot
so
of the
they're
stuff live too.
Right,
They
so all
record-
of the videos and everything are updated. Under technology, you'll see tech-enabled agent now. That just came available this morning.
Oh my gosh.
So if you
Look
click
at
on it,
you.
if you click on it,
Y'all, we're really lucky to have Erin, cause she's into all this stuff.
I am like super into it. I'm very
Oh,
excited.
into it.
I'm very, very excited.
We're
Not
so,
only-
we're so lucky to have Erin for so many more
Yes.
reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Erin knows the most
But in all seriousness, I'm very excited for y'all because this is going to take your business, make it so much easier, make it streamlined. You're not going to 15 different places. You're going to one place.
Yeah,
One
somebody
place
can write a
for
contract
everything.
in that, not have to dot loop
Right.
it and then
You don't have to go to Dotloop. You don't have to go to Green Sheets. You don't have to go to KW. I mean, they're all in one place.
That's music to my ears.
Right.
Yeah. And how many of you pay for third-party products to run your business?
Oh my God.
Guess what? You are gonna save so much money. They had one agent they were talking to, they're gonna save enough money to cover their cap.
Wow.
Eventually, the need for the website, your own personal website, is gonna go away, because you're not going to need to drive people to your website to sign up for a website, because you will be sending them a personal consumer app that is their website
It's their
that you
landing
are
page.
connected to. That you can see everything they're doing, so it's shifting from driving people to a certain website to you providing that consumer app that has you connected. Major.
Major. Look at you, who's not
I
tech.
know. I'm so excited at that culture.
So yeah, so get to know your products in your Keller Cloud. So they have them right here. Command has its own page all together with each individual piece of Command. So you can go in here, start exploring, watch the videos, and have the explanations that you're looking for each piece.
Dory, did anybody talk about the lab?
Go.
At the bottom of each.
Go.
So at the bottom of each one of your contacts in Command, there's a little lab dog, like a little black lab, and you can put in, I'd like to see this isn't working correctly, or can we have this piece to it? And they're actively receiving those, and then they're gonna work on those for us. You don't have to go to a separate place to log all that.
No.
All right.
Anybody else have any thoughts or questions? So tomorrow, what time, Command?
12 to 2.
12 to 2, and what are we doing tomorrow, Andy?
Data entry.
Data entry. Data entry tomorrow. So bring five contacts. You know what? Gary said when they showed this the second day, I think only 8% had addresses. The third day, 14% had addresses. He said, what a great opportunity now to call your database and get all their information, because now you have so many things you're going to be able to share with them that hyper-focuses on their neighborhood as opposed to a zip code.
Who's got a script for that?
We'll talk about that tomorrow. Yes, we'll talk about that. Yes, Lisa.
Is the command training that's coming up in future weeks always gonna be Thursdays?
No.
The 2, or is it gonna change?
It's gonna change. We just wanted to get one on the calendar for this week to show you what you can do with initially. We are going to move it because Bold is on Thursdays right now, so we wanna make sure that Thursday was the only day this week that we had time to do it, so we just threw it in Thursday. It's gonna
Is it gonna
change.
be live?
Excuse me?
It's gonna be live tomorrow?
Stream.
If we have 3/4 of the room full, we'll stream it.
Dory.
Yes.
Say KW has something you can enroll in $49 a month, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock for an hour, they go over something with Command, teach you. So we've signed up for it. So every Tuesday, every Thursday at 1 o'clock. So if you really want more, then even in addition to like tomorrow, you can sign up for this, and they have a webinar.
Question, do you know that if you can't attend one of them, do you get the content?
Go back and, yes.
Can you go back and watch it? Okay.
Yes, because Sarah and I have gone back and listened.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
Jordan, I have a quick question.
Yes,
The
Jess.
classes that everyone took, because there were thousands of classes to take about everything, do they record those or not?
Some of them are recorded and they will show up in KW Command.
Well, if they don't record anything about expired listings, for sale by owners, and then buyers and listing I can't speak this morning. Thank you. Let me know, because I was taking so many notes that I wrote down and filmed every single script that they shared with us, and they were absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, so that's a great
Mind
team.
blowing.
That's a great team meeting topic. So we'll do that.
And
That's awesome.
Lori, all the slides are like at the bottom of the
app.
whatever the class was, if it was seller listing, creating urgency through, with sellers.
Right.
All the slides were at the bottom at the app, so I think that just transfers over to KW Connect.
Yes.
So you can literally download the entire presentation right there.
I know I was in one of Gene Rivers' class about building a team, and he kept telling us, we're filming this one, so this will be available, and all his slides were available also. Yeah. Anybody else questions? Yes, Cheryl.
Just, there was a lot of great forms that were moving around on our group text and group me. Can we find them, like specifically, there was a 10.5.1.1 implementation form. Where can we access all those, do you know?
The one that I sent out this morning?
Yeah, there was one that came on our tab. And then
Yeah, you sent it this
Yeah,
morning.
I sent it this morning on the group me.
I just printed it out, the one from the text.
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, there was another one, 10.5.1.1, is that the one you sent?
That's this one.
Yeah.
I sent out this morning on our group meet text, because it was a recap of family reunions for agents that had been to family reunion, to recap what they're going to do, what the one thing is, to kind of dive into that one item.
Okay, so you sent that this morning. Okay.
Yes, it's on the group me app.
Awesome.
Yes. Next year, family reunion is in
Dallas,
Texas. Woo! So as soon as tickets become available to that, we'll let you know. I highly recommend you take X number of dollars from each of your closings moving forward and put it aside to save it for a family reunion. I'm not going to say vacation, because it is so not a vacation. It is such a learning-based event.
I have a way for people to get in free. My ticket was free.
How was your ticket free?
Because I'm in mastery coaching.
There you go. There you go. Yes. So
You could spend $12,000.
Right. Hey, and Dee,
Yes.
since you're in mastery coaching, will you get into Mega Camp for free also?
Actually, I do, Dory.
Actually,
But wait, there's more.
What else?
I got access to the Mastery Lounge, and every day I had a chair massage for free.
Hello.
I'm still stressed to the gills.
Yes, and you were able to go to the Mastery event that they hold
Yes.
only for Mastery agents. So we're kidding around about
Yes,
that.
I
However,
was in the 5th row.
yes,
Every day I was right there.
yes. That's what
Everybody
it is.
else was like way back.
Yeah, we were in the back.
Yeah, I was 5th row.
So, Mega Camp, if you're thinking, ooh, in August, so think family reunion, Gary on a big stage. If you saw any of the live streams, he's on a big stage. At Mega Camp, he's rotating the stage. He's bringing Megas out. At family reunion, he's got his big events in the big room for the 18,000 agents that were there. Mega Camp, he just rotates the stage pretty much. So you sit in one big room and you listen to Gary and you listen to the panels. You're not going out to all these hundreds and hundreds of breakout sessions. Okay, both fabulous, both fabulous. So again, start putting money away for Mega Camp. It comes up in August, and as soon as tickets are released, we'll let you know. Thank you all for being on the panel. Tomorrow, 12 to 2, command, data entry, and we appreciate y'all.